name and password, country of residence, etc. All pretty standard stuff in here. And then you also need to enter in your full name, date of birth, and address and telephone number, which will provide you with a basic or a starter account. And there are different levels of verification here, depending on what you want to trade. And if you want to trade with fiat, for example, you'll need to provide government ID and proof of residence too. And the first thing that I'd personally recommend before you start funding your account is setting up two-factor authentication to secure your account. And the way that you do that is if you head over to your profile on the top right-hand side of the screen and go down to Security. In here, you can enable Google Authentication or YubiKey from this screen. And I've recently done a full tutorial for YubiKey. If you're interested in finding out more about that, I'll pop a link in the summary below. But whatever you secure your account with, just be aware that Kraken is an exchange, and you shouldn't keep your funds on here unless you're trading, as an exchange with lots of assets is far more likely to get hacked, and also you don't have access to your private keys, and therefore you have less control over your funds. But we'll get to withdrawing to a secure wallet a little later. In here as well, you can also set up a master key, which is a backup just in case you lose your phone or your YubiKey. So now that you've gone ahead and secured your account, I'd say it's going to be safer to fund it. So what we need to do is now put some funds into Kraken so that we can trade with them. So if we go to funding at the top of the screen, in here it will show you your limits in terms of fiat or crypto, and it'll also let you know your level of verification that you're on at the moment in the top right. So as you can see, I'm intermediate, which means that I provided my government ID and proof of address. And in here, you can see my balances along with a whole host of different ways that you can fund your account with fiat. And the reason why I can do this is because I've got that intermediate account. And therefore, I'm able to deposit and withdraw fiat. So I can deposit with the likes of US and Canadian dollars, euros, Swiss franc, pound sterling and yen. And then if I click on just show all assets here, you'll see that there are so many types of other cryptocurrencies that you can deposit to. Now, one thing to mention, just to save any confusion here, is the fact that on Kraken, the ticker for Bitcoin is XBT, which is the same thing as BTC. But let's take a look at pound sterling, as I'm from the UK. So if I go to there and click on to deposit. Now, one thing to mention is if you are creating a new bank account in here for the very first time, you won't be able to withdraw your funds for 72 hours. And there's a few different methods where you can fund your account. So they partner with a fiat currency funding company called Etana for free transfer fees. Or you can select from BACS or CHAPS. And each one of these are subject to their own maximum and minimum deposits and fees too. For example, if we take a look at BACS now, you'll see that they have a minimum of £3 and a maximum of £200,000 in terms of those deposits. And they have a fee of £1.95. So when you want to fund your account with your chosen currency, you'll need to take down all of the information and put this in your online banking. So you'll need to enter in things like your account name, the BIC or IBAN, sort code or account number, and you'll also need to ensure that you include this reference, as this matches your bank deposit with your Kraken account. Also make sure that the name on your bank account matches the verification name on the Kraken account. So once we've got some funds that we can trade with, we can go ahead and buy some crypto. So I'm going to go up to Trade. And we'll just take a look around this screen first. So what we have in the top left-hand side of the screen here is our market. And what we select from the left-hand side of the screen will then populate the rest of the screen. So for example, if I'd like to purchase with my GBP, you can see that I can purchase the likes of Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Euros, GBP, Litecoin, USD Tether, Bitcoin, or XRP, i.e. Ripple. If you want to get more diverse coins, you'll see here, for example, if I choose EOS, you'll see here that I can trade with XBT. So therefore, I need to start off with Bitcoin so I can then trade for more diverse coins. Now I'm going to be purchasing Bitcoin today, so I'm going to choose XBT to GBP. So now that we've selected Bitcoin and GBP, we can now see the last price, the high, the low, the 24-hour volume, and the weighted average too. Then we have New Order, which is where we're going to focus in a moment. But first, I'd like to take us down to the bottom of the screen. So in here, you have new and open orders, you have any positions, and then you have the order book. So this will give you an idea of any buying or selling orders that are currently in the market at the moment. But let's go back to our buying, and at the moment you can see there's 3 different tabs at the top here, which is Simple, Intermediate and Advanced. Now with simple orders, you can do buy or sell orders, and you can create different types of orders, which are either called a market or a limit order, and I'll take you through both of those options too. Then we'll take a really quick look at intermediate. So on the screen here, you can place a market or a limit order exactly the same as under the simple. However, you can also customize things, such as when the order will be placed, or when it will expire. You can also set currency fees in here as well. And you can leverage or margin trade too. Then there's advanced, which basically has the same things, but it has a lot more different types of advanced order types, such as stop loss, take profit, and settle positions. Then, if you prefer more of a trading screen with graphs and charts, you can switch across to Kraken Pro, which is similar to the likes of Coinbase Pro or the blockchain exchange. So I'm going to click onto Kraken Pro here. And you'll be automatically logged in without the need to have new credentials. Now this is quite a busy screen here, but I'm going to take you through some of the basics now. So first up we have our markets, so I'm going to click onto the drop down beside BTC to GBP. And as you can see, you've got a whole host of different markets in here. Now if there's ones that you want to particularly watch, you can star these. Now I'm going to have a look at BTC to GBP again. So in here, it shows you what the current price is at the moment, and you'll see some graphs and charts for buy and sell orders over specific periods of time, which you can then go ahead and change. And then you've got your order books. So in here at the top here, we have all our sell orders that are currently on the market at the moment in white, and then at the bottom here, we have all our buy orders. Then we have a trade history. And on the far right here, we have our trading to buy or sell. And you also have the different types of orders, such as market, limit, and then you have the more advanced order types as well. And then at the bottom, you have your completed orders, trades or positions too. And it's completely up to you how you want to trade and what screen you prefer. And I'll be showing you both today. However, for buying, I'm going to take us back to this simple screen. So just clicking onto simple here, we need to make sure that we are on the buy tab, because you can obviously select from buy or sell. And next, you need to enter in the amount of Bitcoin you'd like to buy, and you need to put that amount in Bitcoin. So I'd like to purchase 0.0026 of Bitcoin. And I'm going to be placing a market order. So when we place a market order, the order will execute at the market price, which will be around that last price up here. And the fees that you pay with Kraken depend whether you're a maker or a taker of the market, but also on your 30-day volume too. As a market order, we are taking what the market is dictating. So we are a taker of the market and therefore paying 0.26%. So with placing that market order, it's a really easy way of trading, especially for beginners, and the order will immediately execute too. So once you're happy with that order, you can click on to buy XBT with GBP. It will then give you an overview of your order and you can click on to submit order. And you'll see your Bitcoin order under the trade screen here, which gives you an overview of when it was executed. It tells you the order type, the pair, the price, and the volume, as well as the cost. You can also see this within your active balance. So if we go to overview, it will then appear within your balances. And you can view these in 2 different ways. So first of all, we have our list view. So that provides us with any assets that we have, the total amount that we have, the current price, 24-hour change, and the total in our chosen currency. Or we can change this to asset allocation view, where you can view this in a pie chart format. And if we scroll to the bottom of the screen, it'll also show you any trade balances, fees, and a ledger in here too. Now, as I said earlier, you'll then want to transfer this across to a secure wallet, such as the likes of a hardware wallet like a Ledger Nano or a Trezor, or an online wallet like a blockchain wallet or Exodus. Now, I've got a blockchain wallet and I'm going to be withdrawing my crypto to that. So if I go back to my list view, go to Bitcoin, click on the 3 dots to the far right, and go to withdraw. Now, one thing to mention here that is a little bit of a pain is that to withdraw, you need to have a maximum of 0.005 Bitcoin, which equates to about £37 or about 47 US dollars. And to withdraw it, you'll need to click onto Add Address. And in here, you can put in a description. And then you'll need to enter in your public Bitcoin address. So I'm just going to head over to my blockchain.com wallet, click onto Request, and copy my address. I'm going to head back over to Kraken and then paste the address in. Once you're happy with that, you can click onto Save Address. And if this is the first time, it then states that the withdrawal address needs to be confirmed. An email with approval instructions has been sent to you. So I've just received an email asking me to confirm my address. And once I confirmed that, I then needed to refresh the screen. I can now select that address from the drop-down, put in the amount that I'd like to withdraw, and you'll also see the fee on screen too. And then you can click onto Review Withdrawal. It will confirm the address that you're sending it to, the amount, the fee, and then the withdrawal amount with the fee included. And once you're happy, you can confirm that withdrawal. I'm now just going to click onto View Withdrawals. And at the very bottom of the screen, it will show your funding transactions, and in here you can check out the status, which I can see is currently initiated. And once that's completed, it will appear as a green tick. Now, say for example, you've got some Bitcoin in your wallet and you've held that for a while, but the price of Bitcoin has gone up and you're not a fan of holding Bitcoin for the long run. Well, maybe you'll want to sell and withdraw your Bitcoin to your chosen fiat currency. Now, the way that I'll show you now can work out a little expensive and includes a minimum withdrawal of £100. But I'll show you the process of selling and withdrawing now. Although you may find that other large crypto exchanges will allow smaller withdrawal amounts and less in bank fees. So if I click onto Trade, and if you wanted to sell, you could do so from this screen. However, for a change this time, I'm going to do this over on Kraken Pro. So now what we want to do is we want to exchange or trade our Bitcoin for your chosen currency. So first of all, we need to make sure that we're in the correct market. And mine is Bitcoin to GBP. So I need to make sure that I'm clicking onto that. And over on the right here, if we make sure we're on Sell. And this time, we're going to be creating a limit order. So with a limit order, you can define the price that you'd like to sell your Bitcoin for. And you can just then wait for the market to reach that price. So at the moment, the current price is at around £7,644. But you might want to sell for more than that. So first of all, we'll just say what quantity that we actually want to sell. And I'm going to be selling 0.0027 of Bitcoin. And now I can define the price that I'd like to sell it at. So the current price at the moment is £7,644.70, but I might want to sell this for more than that. And it then tells me my total, which includes the fee. Now this time around, in terms of fees, we're going to be paying at a lower rate at 0.16%. And that's because we're not taking the current market price. We are essentially making a new price by placing a price above the current market value. So we are considered to be a maker of the market. And when you're happy, you can review and sell. And it will then come up with a confirmation stating the type, the quantity, the price, the expiry, which is it's good until it's cancelled, which means that I can cancel my order, which I'll show you in a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm sell. Then as you can see, it's now appearing under my orders section here, where it will remain until it fills, or I can actually cancel this order. So say for example, the market moves dramatically in the wrong direction, I could always cancel and then place a new order. And as you can see, my order is also appearing on the order book just here. And as you can see here, there's now a buy order for my amount. So that's now gone through. So if I go back to Kraken and take a look at my overview here, and as you can see, it's now appearing in my pound sterling balance. So now that you've traded your Bitcoin in for your chosen currency, you can then withdraw this back to your bank account. So to withdraw this amount of GBP, you can click on the three dots under your overview or under your balance and go to withdraw. Just be aware though that again there's minimum amounts of £100 and fees of £1.95 for backs. And to withdraw to your chosen bank account, you simply enter in your bank account by filling in all the required details such as a description that you can use as an identifier for that bank account,